Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Neat Nerd Podcast. I'm your host, Spencer, and I'm joined just like I am, not every week because we took a break, but every time we do the show, Wes Singleton.
Many weeks.
I'm so excited to be back, dude. Like, we're actually doing 2 episodes this week because
It's
I
true.
wanted to do a little test episode. I hardlined my computer today to make sure that I didn't, run into any internet issues as we did this. So this is our kind of our test run and our new. My new digs, So
Yeah. It's got all the value.
it's
2-episode, hardlined internet, new digs.
it's great, man. It's great. So today we're gonna be doing just our Neat Nerd. We'll just do a regular old episode on things that we just want to talk about nerd stuff. Before we do that, don't forget to head on over to the Patreon at patreon.com/HeezyGameMedia. Now that I've moved, I can actually start focusing on Heezy content again. I already have some things that I'm really excited to talk about on, the YouTube channel, stuff like that, and kind of start popping off, just doing more. If you want to see the things that we're popping off about, whether it's Wes getting mythic in arena for what is the news for Strixhaven? Man,
Yeah.
Just haven't been playing Magic. I don't even remember what stuff is called. People talking about legacy decks, people sharing their streams and things going on in there. I haven't been very active in the Discord, but that'll change probably starting this week again. So I plan on starting to invite people to come play Valheim with us, stuff like that. So it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be popping off. Now that I've moved and stuff too, we'll figure out those MTG contests that was promised for the Strixhaven release, as well as starting up those MTG tournaments again. The place is gonna be popping, West. Is all I'm saying.
Sure will.
Let's talk. Did you know the nerd fact of the day for today's nerd fact of the day, Wes?
I still need you to contextualize it for me to even come close to knowing it, but yeah.
So the word Ewok.
I was wondering whether you're referring to the language or the word, so that's good.
Yes. The word Ewok was never said in the original Star Wars trilogy. So, we have the Ewoks cartoon, we've got the Ewok movies, but the actual word Ewok was never spoken by any of that main cast of characters that worked with the Ewoks when they were on Endor.
Yeah, there's just a large number of terms in the Star Wars universe that are never defined in the movies and only ever defined in those big picture books that you stare at when you're a little kid over and over again because nothing is better than that.
Dude, I loved those books that had all of the info about.
Yeah, whether it was the Lego version or just the encyclopedia version, I was here for all of the dry factual Star Wars content I could possibly consume as a kid.
Me too. Same here. And I used Star Wars as our nerd fact of the day today because this episode will probably come out on May 4th. So May the 4th be with you. Oh man, do we have to record a podcast that day? I just realized that.
We do get to record a podcast that day.
Dude, we're gonna switch what the episode is. I'm not doing Dr. Stone on Star Wars Day. That's not happening. So we're gonna do something Star Wars related. Anyway, let's get on to our Needs Nerd and kind of talk about what we've been doing nerding out about, West. And I feel like we've been nerding out a lot at the same time.
We've been playing a lot of games together recently. I think that's just one of the best parts is our day where we typically would record did just turn into hang out and play video games day on top of our other hang out and play video games days. So
Yeah.
We've been getting some good nerding at the same time together. It's been awesome.
Yeah, we played a lot of Valheim. Played some Smash, played some Magic together. Even I'm pretty sure a couple weeks ago. Yeah. So for me, I've been playing a lot of Valheim. It's kind of the thing that I've been doing in my free time, probably the most, as I prepared for the move. But I did get Pokemon Snap. Yeah, and I got to play some of that yesterday, the new Pokemon Snap. And let me tell you, West, that game...
I don't want to be told. I don't need to be told. I don't want to be told. I want to be excited about it, and I want it in my hands now.
You're going to get it on Tuesday.
I know.
All I'll say is this. It is very true to the original. And It's so funny to me anytime somebody complains about stuff like this, because I'm like, what did you expect out of Pokemon Snap other than Pokemon Snap? Like,
I don't get
got exactly what I wanted. I want to sit on a track, throw things at Pokemon to get them to look at me and take their picture. Like, that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
So, the game is gorgeous for what it's worth. The Pokemon are cute. I love Pokemon Snap. It's just one of my favorite games, and this very much feels like the original, only better.
I'm actually so jealous of every single photo I've seen anyone post on Twitter of Pokemon Snap. They're all amazing photos. The best one I've seen so far is like a Charizard facing off against a Tyrantrum with like streams of lava around it.
It's so sick.
Oh, so jealous.
You'll get there, buddy. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to in nerddom. I can't think of it. I also finally got a new record player, so I could listen to some music on vinyl. So if you have pop punk band vinyl recommendations, please shoot them my way, listeners. I'd love to listen. What about you, West?
Oh, similarly to you, I don't know, this might be a surprise to you, Spencer, but I've been in your Valheim server for a good majority of your time playing Valheim. It's funny how those buildings keep getting built without you.
Yeah, I mean, you have the build bug, I have the gatherer bug. It's kind of funny.
And the funny thing is, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what the game was designed to be, because that, according to the two designers of this game, Valheim, which I don't think we've talked about on podcasts, so for everyone who's not familiar with it, it is a Viking Nordic themed survival resource progression game, exploration. So like it's basically Minecraft, but in a not a blocky format and with a completely awesome Nordic theme and sick metal music during boss fights.
Yeah, the game is sweet. I was one that would often like not understand why people got into Minecraft. I was like, this looks so dumb. I don't get it. But apparently all you had to do was give me a harpoon and let me fight sea monsters, and I was all for it.
Yeah, that is Spencer's favorite thing. Of course, the sea monsters hate it, so they don't ever show up to it, but, you know. And then the other thing I've been doing in the last month or so is I've been just playing as much limited in Magic the Gathering as I can possibly get my hands on. I was playing Cube right up until Strixhaven fell into my lap. And then since Strixhaven came out, I've been playing it like a draft or two every day, often at work even, during my hour off. And I got Mythic last month, which is really exciting. Mostly just trying really hard to make sure that I'm drafting the right deck for my seed every time, and that I have the full 20 minutes I need to finish most of my games before I start them.
It's funny. I automatically wanted to go into podcast mode and like dissect, like, what do you think of this format, like, and I had to stop myself just now.
We're gonna do it elsewhere.
Yeah, that's the hope. That's the hope. Any TV you've been watching or anything lately?
Yeah, I just finished my rewatch of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and that was awesome. And I started a new anime for me, Haikyuu, that I'm really looking forward to picking apart and seeing everything that's going on with it. Volleyball is a cool sport, and mostly I haven't dipped my toe very far into sports anime, so I'm excited to fall in love with the genre.
Nice. I am also watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood right now, and I'm also watching Haikyuu right now. So
funny. I don't know what listeners should take away from that, but but Spencer and I have similar taste. Maybe we coordinate.
Yeah, maybe. Did we coordinate on both watching the sports anime? We just happened.
We have a listener who wants us to review the show before the end of the year.
That's right. I remember. There we go. Hey man, my brain is not working. It's not doing its best. What's kind of the next thing that you want to fulfill in your nerddom, Wes? Other than, I mean, obviously Pokemon Snap is the.
I wanna seriously crack down, and I keep saying this to myself, everyone else around me, and all of it. But I really need to sit down with Chrono Trigger and figure that out, because it's a gorgeous game with, as far as I can tell, a fantastic story. The problem being that I can't get the story to go forward because the game is very fond of not telling you where the next lead is.
Yeah, that's true. I actually had to Google when you go in to save the princess. I had already been to the cathedral and was like, this. I thought I had clicked everywhere, but it had not. So it's funny.
Yep.
Yeah, I actually have the worst thing could have possibly happened to me for me in video games. Well, this is actually just true about me.
This is true for everyone.
Well, if I do, other people have the same like complete mental block once.
Actually, unable to pick up a game after I lose a save file.
Okay, I'm actually really worried about this with Chrono Trigger, but I accidentally loaded the wrong save file, and then when I tried to load the other save file, I accidentally saved over it, and I'm like kind of having a panic attack about it because I like don't even want to like click in, but we'll see what happens.
I'm pretty sure anybody who knows Chrono Trigger would ask you where you were at when on your good save file and where you're at after your save file, and would laugh at you really hard to discover that 5 hours of gameplay or whatever is the thing you don't want to go back to, because I'm pretty sure it's like 40 hours of gameplay to finish the game or something if you're a straight shooter.
I'm sure that it is, and but I'm having fun, so I'll probably get back into it and just go.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I think that my next thing in nerddom that I really want to get into is finishing some video games. I've gotten in a pretty good habit of like keeping up with the animes that I want to be watching and the TV shows that I'm interested in, and kind of spreading my time accordingly. But I am still pretty bad at finishing video games and my video game backlog. So I'm gonna try and limit myself to like a couple games at a time instead of the 17 or whatever that I normally do. But yeah, I think like Chrono Trigger and some other stuff. I gotta figure out what I want to play on my Switch.
I think it's legitimately hard to right now we're both in a phase where we're really prioritizing like these games we're playing with people, like Smash and Valheim, and it's really hard to like I just went through like a week where I didn't play much Valheim at all, and you didn't play much Valheim either, because of your move. And I was like waiting to get onto your server so that I could play because I was bored of mine. And like the problem is that like when I want that, I don't want to play a single player video game instead.
Yeah, I think that that's kind of pandemic related in a lot of ways. Like it's like the best way for us to get social interaction. Fun fact for podcast listeners: West, myself, and one of our other friends are fully vaccinated, and the CDC updated their guidelines, and we actually got to hang out yesterday and play Smash. And I wanted to talk about that on the show, how cool it was to just see other humans. Like,
it was a good time.
Like it was. I don't know if you've done that during the pandemic, but like I have not.
I mean, I've done it with my parents.
Sure.
Like I legitimately just hang out with my parents often enough that like it feels like that is a thing. Other than that, I have like one friend group that like just a couple of times we've kind of like they're all total shut-ins, and so we've relaxed our boundaries.
Sure.
I was vaccinated really early on, so I actually have been playing in that space a little bit, but not much.
Yeah, it was really nice for me to get to do that. I think that that being said though, like I knocked out a lot of my video game backlog during the pandemic still. I just have a habit of picking up too many games that I want to play. And the thing that's really hard for me is like I really love trying new retro games that I didn't get to try. So like Chrono Trigger is like perfect for me, where like I really want to play this game. But I'm pretty far into a file on Witcher. I'm pretty far into but that game takes forever, so that's kind of whatever.
They all do. All the good games take forever, and/or are roguelikes where you can dump as much time in them as you want.
Yeah, and like it's stuff like three houses. Like I want to play Three Houses again. I want to play Zelda again. But it's like,
do I really have time for this?
I don't. That's the problem. Like Three Houses is like actually one of my favorite games ever. And
yeah.
I'm worried I'm not going to play it a lot.
And the worst part is I go back and play Three Houses. I don't know whether I want to play through the bits of storyline I've already been through because they were very fun or memorable, or find new ones.
Oh, I'm definitely on the that's the thing is I want to play that game 3 times to go through.
I mean, I just want to hear Hilda say, "Excuse me, can you do me a favor?" over and over again.
Sure. But I think that like finding what I want to do in nerddom right now is find my balance in video games to just be really happy with it. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go first on news because I don't know if you have any, but I have some news that was very exciting to me to come into pop culture world, and that is that How I Met Your Mother is getting a spin-off starring Hilary Duff, called How I Met Your Father, and I am so stoked. How I Met Your Mother is one of my favorite TV shows of all time. I also just happen to love Hilary Duff. I think she's great, and I'm really, really excited for the show. It's gonna be on Hulu. Yeah. And then the other thing at the end of the news is the Bad Batch releases on Tuesday, for Star Wars Day. So
That's exciting. That's going to be good.
I'm really stoked for the Bad Batch too.
I honestly like Clone Wars content is like altogether just some of the best Star Wars content out there in recent years. So like it's going to be very good.
Oh,
While we're on the conversation of Star Wars news, Spencer, what do you think of Ewan McGregor agreeing with the population that shall not be named that the prequels were not very good and not exactly Shakespeare?
I mean, I came for Star Wars. I didn't come for Hamlet. So
You're right. Although I will say that The Last Jedi has huge Hamlet energy.
that's true. The Last Jedi also. I mean, don't get me talking about Star Wars, Wes. We'll just be here forever. The Last Jedi is like one of the best Star Wars movies and not my favorite. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like it as much.
Just like how, like, conversely, Rogue One is one of my favorite movies and probably one of the worst Star Wars movies.
Is that true? I think that's actually just the best Star Wars movie. And
well, it's the best movie with Star Wars on its title.
I think
and
both.
It just isn't a Star Wars movie, though.
It is. It's just not one with Jedi.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing, though. You don't need Jedi to make a good Star Wars movie.
You don't need a Jedi. I agree. You do need like it's very functionally different. It's not space opera.
No, it's not.
It's a war movie.
The thing is I love that exploring different kind of genres within the Star Wars universe. Like, I love Solo. Like, I love it. And it's a heist movie.
Yeah.
But I also like heist movies. So
I love Heist.
Yeah.
Heist is probably the best heist movie.
So, yeah, I don't know. Ewan McGregor can say what he wants. He also wasn't a fan of the hilt on the crossguard on the lightsaber. So he's been known to have his Star Wars opinions.
He's allowed to, probably.
Yeah, he is. He's
the new Mark Hamill, right?
Is he the new Mark Hamill? I don't know.
Is Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan going to have the longevity of everyone caring about him and his role as
I think he has too many.
Luke is Mark Hamill.
I think he has too many other great roles. Like
Mark Hamill has the one thing.
I mean, I think that Mark Hamill for live action is just Luke Skywalker, right? Whereas like his voice acting career speaks for itself.
Sure.
Obviously, I mean, it's just amazing. Man, he's so good. Every time I think that he's Ozai, my mind is blown. I'm like, that's
such a good thing to remember, isn't it?
It's like, I forget that.
It makes me want more Ozai speaking roles, even though I don't love Ozai very much.
But like, I think that like Moulin Rouge is like one of my wife's favorite movies. So it's just,
sure.
I get a lot more Ewan McGregor than just that.
Yeah, well, we're both off of Liv Tyler as Arwen forever in our heads, so that's good.
Yeah, Liv Tyler is always that thing you do in my head. You've done it for me now. When I saw her in Lord of the Rings, I was like, oh, that's the chick from that thing you do.
I mean, it was the opposite effect for me, but you managed to firmly replace it.
It's just a good role. All right. That's all the news that I really was excited about this week. The Bad Batch dropping and the How I Met Your Father spinoff. But any news from you, West, that you want to share with you're excited about?
I'm I might finally buy Super Smash Brothers DLC. Is that news?
That's news to the listeners.
I tried out Mithra and Pyra yesterday and was happy enough that it might convince me.
Nice. Well, thank you everybody so much for listening to our short little return episode. Don't forget to check out the Patreon, the Discord, like and subscribe if you get the chance. This episode was obviously more laid back, just so that we could test out the internet and the mics and stuff, and everything looks good. So we'll be back later this week with either an episode on Dr. Stone Season 1 or something Star Wars related.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but this is a potential Patreon goal of ours to be able to do this show.
True. Yeah, and eventually, if the second we get one patron, we'll do this show monthly, just for patrons only. So
if you like this content, this style of laid back, unfocused content, please hit us up.
Yep. Thank you so much for listening. Like, subscribe, and hope you all have a wonderful week.
May the 4th be with you all.